What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Who Up Podcast. We are here with not Sean McCarthy on Twitter, about to become a podcaster once again, and stand up comic.
Yeah.
You do comedy in New York, right?
Yeah, I do.
Nice.
And yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll be out there in 3 months to do the same thing.
Yeah.
April to do comedy.
We all think
it's
hot shit.
New York's the best city to do stand up in if you want to blow your brains out after every set. They're just like, because like the thing, like, you know, you'll see. Besides like crazy people on the subway, you'll also just see, you know, the best musicians you've seen in your life, like busking in the subway and everybody walking past, not giving a single fuck about them. So it's like you take your little jokes up on stage and everybody, they're like, we could see better than this just walking out the street. We see funnier homeless people every day. Yeah. We don't give a shit about your cute little riffs or callbacks or whatever.
Yeah, I did one mic in New York and I bombed horribly because the only other people there were all like comics.
So yeah,
just like waiting to go up, and I was like, "Wow, this is incredible! This is the best thing in the world."
Well, that's like the thing is, I got advice when I moved to New York. Like, you got to do your best stand-up jokes. Like, don't be trying out new shit at the open mics. Like, you got to like be doing your best shit. So I do my like best shit from Seattle when I moved to New York, and I just bomb my ass off. And I just went home and I wanted to kill myself. And then I went to sleep, and then I woke up and it was fine. But it's like you're saying about it's all comics at mics. So it's like if they don't know you, they're not going to pay attention to anything you say.
Right.
They're just like, oh, it's not my turn yet. I'm not the one speaking. I don't have to listen to whatever's being said right now.
Yeah, I feel like that's a universal thing in stand-up, though. That, like, I mean, I get it here in Minneapolis where it's like some people just do not give a fuck. I mean, they're there to do their time and then leave.
Yeah.
Dude, that's like that's the galactic pizza mic here. Like,
yeah.
it's just,
I think it's
all
better
comics,
now,
like,
actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, some other
at least when we went
but...
a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
it was just like all comics out there, all the other mics, and just like everyone just wants to do their time and get the fuck out. No one's even looking at you when you're up on that little fucking stage.
Like, dude, it's so funny too because I feel like a lot of what comes from like open mics, like the idea that you should not try new stuff at open mics is so fucking retarded.
Yeah.
Just like,
that's when you should just be bullshitting completely. Maybe get people's attention by doing something fucking insane.
Yeah. But, you know, nothing makes you a man faster than like trying to workshop your bits about your brother on heroin while like 15 people are playing Candy Crush on their phone.
Oh, yeah.
So somebody's girlfriend giggles once and not even at you. And he said something.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, he
made fun of you to her.
Yeah. But, you know, that's an entertainer. It really, like, I think about this sometimes. Like, you know, the Tom Myers, Dan Ninen type guys who are like, objectively, they are funnier than most comedians. And you can say unintentionally, but they still did what their job was supposed to be. So it's like, you know, it's like a monkey's paw thing where it's like, do you want to be a comedian who brings joy to people? Well, what if it's just as like the butt end of every punchline?
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's like one thing that like I learned a lot too is it's like if they're laughing, it doesn't fucking matter. Like people like laugh at you. People like fucking think you're a fucking fool, and you're just like, well, you know what? It worked tonight.
Well, yeah, people don't look at you. They look at, like, don't listen to you. They listen to the room when they like people that could help you. Like, they don't give a fuck about like opportunities don't come from being that good. I don't think. I think they come from reaction.
Yeah,
that's what you did for sure.
Absolutely. The comic scape or the comedy scape is changing forever.
I personally think Tom Myers might be maybe aware of what's happening. I think he's where he's aware.
He's at like the Stand this weekend or last weekend. I don't know. You know, I missed Tom Myers. I had the opportunity to go out in a New York blizzard to watch Tom Myers bomb for 15 minutes. Because like you can listen to the recordings of him bombing, but you haven't seen him bomb till you've seen him bomb live.
That sounds
It's funny.
so
I just
fucking fun.
found out about Tom Myers this morning on my drive to work. Like,
Wait, what?
that's crazy that we're like bringing him up because
You just now
yesterday
found
I
out about
would
Tom
not have.
Myers?
Yeah, I was listening to a fucking Come Town clip on my drive to work that they were talking, like a compilation of them talking about Tom Myers, and then the channel was like playing his like bits or whatever. So I'm like,
Dude, yeah.
just now today familiar with him.
Dude, his Twitter's incredible. Once they had the feature that no one could reply to tweets, he like did that immediately.
Oh yeah.
Something someone did that pissed me off one time was I just kind of like I posted some jokes I was writing one like in the dead of the night. I posted some jokes I was writing, and somebody said I sent the last one to Tom Myers for $15. It's just like, all right, man, fuck you. Like,
It's interesting the Tom Myers lore because he was like, you know, doing comedy in any scene, you kind of learn the local crazy people or, you know, characters or whatever.
Yeah.
So he was like that for the Baltimore comedy scene. That's how Nick Mullen knows him. But it was actually like he got, you know, made internet famous through Come Town, but it was actually a local Baltimore DJ, like radio guy, who would bring on Tom Myers and basically roast him. And like, you know, Mullen and those guys would listen to it and laugh their asses off. And then it became a Come Town bit, one of their more famous ones.
That's so crazy how things work like that.
Yeah. Some deep Come Town lore for you guys.
That is fucking crazy.
what's it? It's cool to be the crazy guy in Baltimore. Like, I think that's rocks.
Yeah.
Like that's how you know you're the cream of the crop is when like you're like fucking insane in one of those cities. Like if you're like the crazy guy in Denver, Colorado, I'm sure you fucking rock.
If you're the crazy guy in Colorado, you kill a bunch of people in a movie theater.
Right.
You could argue he was a comic. He had the clown paint on and everything.
Chris, did you light another hobo dumpster fire in your room?
Yeah, I did.
How close is that candle to your fucking head? It's like reflecting off of your face.
Pretty close.
That's ridiculous, man.
Yeah.
Biden's America, you have to light a candle. There's no power.
Yeah.
You're doing the podcast by candlelight.
Well, yeah, I'm in Ohio. They've forgotten all about us. I'm using the only Wi-Fi in the state, right?
I have a hamster running on a wheel at the moment to power my computer and my soundboard.
The coastal elites aren't aware of the situation here.
It'd be funny if
No, you go. I'm sorry.
it'd be funny if some guy just like fucked up and like forgot to carry it too, and then just like an entire state lost power. Just like one of the forgotten ones, like
That's
Wisconsin.
That's what happened with
just off the fucking grid.
That's what happened with the Jewish weather machine last winter with Texas.
Well, that happens all the time in Kentucky and West Virginia too. Like when I worked for the power company, there would just be like guys who are like, "Yeah, I haven't had power for 8 weeks." And they're like, "Yeah, we'll get a truck out to you eventually." Like it literally is just like you're kind of fucked if you live in the woods if your power goes.
Yeah.
That's tough, man. I can't even imagine not having. Whenever I don't have power, I have to go outside. And sucks.
I get pissed.
Clay, did you ever have? There's a storm. Like this would have been back when we were like teenagers, I think. But like it knocked. I don't know if it hit Minneapolis, but it knocked out our power for a week. We had to like run the fridge and stuff off a fucking generator, and like it took them forever to get it fixed.
Yeah, that never happened down here. Not near the big city.
Okay. Yeah.
Not near where people live.
Do you guys have like bug out bags? I always like go back and forth on getting one of them. Just like the idea, like shit hits the fan, or yeah, they call them shit hits the fan bags too. Just like you have like a backpack, and then if like civilization collapses, you're just like, I'm taking this. It's got, I don't know, a gun and some supplies, and I'm just getting the fuck out.
Literally, I was just talking to my.
Yeah, I've been thinking about it a lot recently, having one just in case, like something to grab if things go to hell.
Yeah. It's full of nutty bars.
Yeah, it's full of payday candy bars and a Glock.
Yeah. No, I was just talking to my roommate about like a get out bag or whatever. I was talking about like it would be like, yeah, you'd want a gun. You'd want like, I don't know, like one of those. I think one of those like straws that like filters out like river or like lake water would be good. And then I was like having like seeds for like a couple of like vegetables or something would be like a good idea.
Well, I think a good idea in that scenario would be like nobody in New York City can legally own a gun. So you travel to New York and rob everybody leaving the city with their bug out bags. None of them have guns. And then you just get like all the canned foods you need.
Right. You're sitting in Newark with an AR-15, just waiting.
Dude, I'm on a London ting. My bug out bag got a bucket of acid.
If I had one, I'd know I'd have a flashlight in it.
That's good.
Yo,
that's just like a really big flashlight, and then maybe that's it. Maybe
really? Oh, no beaver pelt?
No, I wouldn't. No, my brother in Maine, he's got one of those bags, and it's what it is it's like a 15-pound plate inside of a vest, and then he's got just a shit ton of guns, and then he's got like one of those baby carriers so he can carry his daughter around on his back.
Well, I feel like when you're in Maine, you don't have to like leave very far. You don't have to go very far to get away from it.
No, you really don't.
Like the top half of Maine is just like non-existent.
Non-existent. You just go into like the fucking it's like a blank like white space. There's like no
like
fucking real dimension to it or anything. Yeah.
It's a negative space.
Yeah, you just like, no one's getting me here, and I have 100 guns.
There's just like one guy who stays there. He's like, "Oh my god, can you bring me back to civilization? I can't find the door."
Yeah,
it is. It's funny.
I closed it on the way in, and it just looks white.
I don't even understand what the plan is, because I want to get one for my own like peace of mind. But I guess like the plan is I just get out of New York and go to the woods. But then like, okay, what happens now? It's like, okay, so I should just like get a book on like how to do agriculture, and I've got like 3 weeks to learn this before I starve to death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not gonna do any work right now. You're gonna figure it all out then. Yeah.
Right.
If the kid from Hatchet can do it, you can do it.
That's right.
Just trying to figure out how to load a gun as the apocalypse is happening.
Right.
If Matt Damon can do it on Mars, that's right, potatoes and shit, we can do it with real ground.
Look, as long as
going as fictional characters doing.
As long as the electricity's working, I'm just going to play GTA 5. I'm not going to read a fucking book on agriculture until the electricity stops working.
Exactly.
The world fell apart. I'm still a millionaire in GTA.
That'd be cool to bum rush a library.
That'd be good, yeah.
Shit, I forgot how to do. I forgot to get the book. I have to go get it from the library now.
Well, that's something that's like funny to think about. Is like if there was a collapsed civilization, there would be a lot of people that would think to like go get like some books, but like a lot of people would think to like go raid like a restaurant for food that's gonna expire in like a week tops.
Well, also, I think we don't talk about how many people would just fucking kill themselves if that's the case too. If like the zombie apocalypse happens, I think at least a quarter of the country just kills themselves.
I don't think so. I feel like people have too much hope.
People are so resilient, man. A fourth of everyone in America would kill themselves.
I don't think so.
Like surviving.
That's so many people, dude.
There's definitely guys like me who would be like, well, it's over. But like I do think that most Americans are gonna be like, oh, we can stick it out.
I don't know what I would do. Oh, go ahead.
Well, I'm probably pretty fucked. I mean, that's the thing, though, is like, well, like living in New York, the other thing is, or any major city, really, you are target number one if there's a nuclear war. So the illusion is like, okay, they'll give me like 20 minutes heads up before the ICBM gets here. If I get on my bicycle, I can put some distance between me and the mushroom cloud.
Yo,
I'm calling an Uber right now.
biking out of New York and just still obeying traffic laws, like waiting for a crosswalk.
Just like imagining the crazy surge pricing when there's like an ICBM coming.
An Uber is $500 fucking right now.
Like, oh, I better check Lyft. What about the Curb app? Maybe I can get a better deal there.
Yeah. Fuck, my phone's broken. I keep getting too many citizen notifications.
Just people like filming the mushroom cloud.
Guys, there's a bomb falling on New York right now.
That'd be the funniest thing ever is a bomb touches down in New York and Citizen just sends like 400 notifications. Reports of a large explosion.
Just like the mushroom cloud and a bunch of like angry and sad emoji reacts.
This might be your last day on Earth with the frowning emoji.
It's like the something exploding, like the firework emoji, and then like a mushroom emoji, and then like a bunch of crying faces.
Yeah, the crying, laughing emoji.
It's so fun to see those tweets on Twitter where it's like, "What would you do in this situation?" And it's like, "What are you fucking talking about?"
Yeah, it's like the whole world's on fucking fire, like from space. Like,
well, to be the guys that tweet that sincerely too, that must be a sad existence. To be like, I'm so excited to get quote tweets today.
That guy works. That guy either like works as a bank teller and is like paying child support, or is like just as unemployed as me. Yeah, yeah, he's in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more likely scenario is that it's just a child doing that kind of shit. Just like some fucking 17 fucking is the person that pisses you off the most on Twitter.
Yeah, that's just a good point. Like if the globe did just spontaneously combust and just everything started on fire at once, at least I'm not like a kid. At least I got a little extra time.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine being fucking 13? Like, wow, you really did not get to. You didn't get to like go out on your own and do whatever the fuck you want for a few years.
I'm thinking about now, like the Twitter choose your own adventure of like the school shooting, and like a fully grown adult playing along with that and being like, I know what I'd do.
Dude, I still sometimes think about what I would do in a school shooting. Like I like go back to my old high school. And I'm like, how would have I escaped if that would have happened to me?
Like, I think most Americans, or I don't know if you guys do, but like if you go into a theater, like to see a movie, I like check the exits. I'm like, yeah, 100%. I'm ready. I'm ready.
There was one time I went to see the new Star Wars movie with some friends, and there was this fucking. I was working back room at Walmart in the town I was living in, and there was this fucking weird guy that would hang out in the Walmart all the time, and he showed up to the movie. Just a sketchy ass dude, and the whole time I was just like, if he fucking like moves even just a little bit, I'm getting the fuck out of this theater.
What's the funniest? Because like, you know, I don't always, but I enjoy like seeing a movie more if I'm high, you know. So I'll get like high, but then it's like a balancing act because sometimes I'll get like so high and paranoid. I'm like, that guy's gonna do it. He's got a bag.
Just the idea of some weird looking guy getting up to use the restroom and you sprinting out of the movie theater and down through the emergency exit.
I did that once actually. Like, God, I used to have even worse weed paranoia. I went to this the comedy festival Bridgetown in Portland, and I was, you know, I got like fucked up and high at the after party, and then this like Uber or Lyft driver or whatever takes me back. And I became convinced during the trip that he was going to kill me. So I actually like, he was like, cause he was like driving along this like gravelly road or something. And I actually like got out and like walked away from the car, and he had to like convince me to come back in.
I like that he coaxed you back in. Like he gave a shit enough to fucking get you back in the car.
Right.
That tip, dude.
Just fucking pulled off. Yeah, I just fucking left.
And it's like, I can't even remember now, but because I was fucked up, but I must have just been like, I was just like, he's going to kill me. He's taking me to a dirt road. He's going to kill me. And I just like got out and I took like 3 steps and I was like, you're a fucking retard. Get back in the car, idiot.
when I took an Uber in New York, this guy had he had those fucking like I don't even know what they're like ducts, and he had the duct like these like aluminum ducts go from the cold air in the front, and then he had like this plastic shield in between the front and the back with like 2 holes cut out in the ducts, like from the air went to the back so you could like stay cool or whatever. But I was like I was hammered. Like I was so drunk and sitting in the back, and I'm like with my buddy, and I like talk like I lean over to my friend, and I'm like, dude, what if he just like gasses us right now with that shit? Like, can he do that? Like, I was like freaking out a little bit.
Just like he sets up tubes and puts fucking chemicals into you. Like, what?
Yeah, he was like he got his Uber car from a post-war German depot.
Yeah, your taxi driver Heimler, or what was it or whatever?
Which mad scientist?
The Nazi. The one that liked the twins and shit.
Oh, the angel
Mengele.
Yeah,
Mengele.
Yeah, Joseph Mengele.
Yeah, Mengele. I remember, like that was like one of the few things that, like I absorbed in high school, was that guy was like a fucking freak about.
I love twins.
Dude.
Yeah, twins.
Yeah.
You go to his X Hamster, it's nothing but twins searches.
Yeah, that guy was yeah, he was a freak, but let's think about all the good things that are now in place in the medical industry.
That's right. There's apparently like one. So yeah, obviously the Nazis did all these horrific like scientific experiments on humans that you could like never ethically do. But I guess like one of their innovations is like still used to treat frostbite, because what they would do is they would, you know, freeze Jewish and other undesirable prisoners to death, and then see what they could do to get them back from the brink of frostbite.
Yeah.
And apparently, like one of the ideas that that little freak Himmler came up with was actually to like put them in bed with 2 attractive women to like try to turn them on. So apparently they did that to try to treat frostbite, and it didn't work, unsurprisingly.
Damn.
But what they did find is you just immediately put them in a near boiling hot water bath.
That did work?
Apparently, yeah. Like, and I guess they like applied that to like their pilots who went down at the Atlantic, or some of the soldiers on the Eastern Front or whatever. But basically, yeah, to treat frostbite, you just immediately put the person in a hot bath.
That sounds like it would like almost give you like send you into shock as like the person being put in
like,
there. That's like that's like
toxic shock syndrome.
Yeah, but that's like also kind of sick.
Yeah.
How cool would it be if the hot girls worked? Could you imagine? He just gets like a boner and like it comes back to life. That'd be sick. If that's how.
Maybe
that
that's
kind of
why it
worked.
didn't work. Maybe it didn't
Right.
work because all the blood needed to rush to the penis instead of the rest of his body.
Right? Yeah.
Dude, you just gotta like fuck if you have hypothermia.
Have you guys have you seen the movie Overlord?
Yeah.
That was like an actual cool J.J. Abrams project.
I've never seen it. What is it?
Oh, it's like it's about like World War II. Well, it's like a fictitious thing, I guess.
Starring Andy Dick.
Yeah. The whole like concept of it, I guess, is like these guys are dropping into Germany to like take down like this church tower. They're like gonna blow it up or whatever. Like Kurt Russell's son is in it. That's like unimportant. But then they like find out that the Nazis are like creating this fucking like basically like zombie serum.
Wait, dude, I think I've seen this movie. What was it called again?
It's called Overlord. It came out in like 2018.
Yeah, dude, I think I saw this in the theater with my brother. It's like the one. Should I spoil a part of it just to make sure we're talking about the right movie?
It starts out
spoil
with like they're in a plane, and the commanding officer's a black guy, which doesn't make sense for the historical.
Yeah, but there's like, isn't there a part where
There should be racial segregation in the army in my zombie movie.
one of the guys turns like into a zombie?
Yeah, it's fucking terrifying, dude.
Dude, I definitely saw that in the theater.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
okay,
kicks
I know
ass.
what you're talking about. I did see it.
But yeah, that's like I wonder if I wonder if there's any like truth to a little bit of that as far as just like, because I mean the Third Reich was trying to like be the fucking thing, so I'm sure they were trying to like make dudes live forever.
Yeah.
I mean, it rocks. It rocks how like good of villains the Nazis were. They like covered all the bases. You know, they like dressed well, Hugo Boss and all that.
Yeah.
You know, they did genocide, and then they also like worshipped the occult. Like they also did like that paganist human sacrifice shit.
And then they did fucking meth all the time. That shit was sweet.
Yeah.
Honestly, what a cool group of guys.
Who pod co-signed.
It is fun. Like
villains.
You do gotta respect that though. It's like I think any dude, if you were like, how do you cure frostbite? We're willing to throw anything at the wall. You'd be like 3-way. Like, how do you cure cancer? 3-way. Let's just try it. You know, we're gonna throw things at the wall, see what sticks.
I mean, let's be real. Post-industrial revolution, what like villainous like group has like come closer to taking over? Like,
I mean, like
they were the only ones.
Yeah, NATO.
How about Joe Biden?
That's right. Bare shelves Biden.
Yeah, no, but like, honestly, pretty impressive. Like, like right now, what we do is we like shoot a missile into a fucking cave like every few months, and we're like, yeah, we got them. Like they're fine now. Like
we did it.
Yeah, but then we're not going to be hearing about them until next year when they find new caves to hide in.
When we run out of things to write for our real life television show called Life.
When the Huffington Post sends us a complaint about how news is slow.
Yeah, the Middle East is kind of like the Japanese guy who was actually Korean in the Fast and Furious films who dies in Tokyo Drift, but then he's in all the other movies because they just liked his character so much.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but yeah.
Oh. That'd be so sick to be the guy that made Fast and Furious. Like, do you know how easy his life is now? He just has to write the same movie every fucking years.
Well, actually, he's dead, Chris.
Is he dead?
Yeah, he died in a car accident.
Yeah. Wait,
Harmony Korine should make a war movie.
Harmony Korine should make a war movie.
And it's like all the soldiers are kids and they fuck.
It's just Gummo.
Yeah, it's like a vibey World War II movie.
Yeah, they listen to punk rock and they parachute down into Nazi Germany.
World War.
I can already see the slow mo like shot of a fucking gun going off for sure.
And they get down there and Robert De Niro reprised his role as taxi driver, and he's an old man now, and he's like, I couldn't kill that politician whose name I can't think of, but I'm about to kill Adolf Hitler. I've been drinking beer and doing pull-ups for 50 years now.
Actually,
and that's the movie, basically.
Actual autism moment. It's fucking Travis Bickle doesn't make it like another 2 weeks after the Taxi Driver movie. Like Robert De Niro proposed doing a sequel to Taxi Driver, and the guy who wrote it was like, no, because after the movie, the whole concept is that the clock starts again, where he's like ready to go fucking kill people again and like get that high and become like a hero again, and then instead he just fucking dies in like a shootout.
That'd be so sick. That'd be the way to go, is a shootout with the police, probably.
Yeah, totally.
I think that's
or with a bunch of Vietnamese people, like in another movie.
The problem is, like, if you're too good in a shootout with the police, they just cheat and kill you with a drone that explodes. Like, if you got like a 20-0 KD going, the police, like, they just wall hack. They got infrared and shit. It's not, it's not like a real challenge of skill.
It's not
right. You just get ripped to shreds by an AC-130.
It's not like the old days when you could run into the forest and set up bear traps.
I'm sick of the fucking cops wall hacking.
Yeah, just like they're hacking to your partner.
As you're getting shot 100 times in the chest, just screaming out there hacking.
That'd be a fun protest to go to. All the gamers at the precinct doors.
Oh yeah. If the first time a gamer's killed by the police, think heck.
That's not true.
Yeah.
People have been swatted.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Getting swatted is so cool.
It'd be really funny.
No, it's not cool. It's really the opposite.
What do you mean? A bunch of guys breaking down your door and pointing shotguns at you doesn't sound fun?
That's why, like, I'm so grateful to be in like the podcast business, with like a delay. Because like one, if I'm like unfunny and I fuck up a bunch, I can just cut it all and it never happened. But two, like there aren't people like watching me live being like, what would make this more funny if the police kicked in his door right now?
Yeah.
The amount of times that like those big streamers will be like, "Oh, give me 1 second." It's like there's like a cop at their fucking door.
Dude, I'm not like saying this literally, but it would be pretty funny if Aiden Ross got swatted. Like he's got Tory Lanez and like the baby hanging out there, and like the fucking SWAT team shows up and kicks in his door.
Yeah, man, that would rule.
I mean, same with Hassan Piker. It shouldn't happen. It'd be funny if it happened.
Yeah.
And then the SWAT team afterwards is like, "Oh, we thought it was Walmart."
I'm surprised. Has Hassan not been swatted?
I'm sure he has at some point. He probably just doesn't. Why don't they do it for?
They probably just tell the local PD at this point, like, yeah, so this $3 million mansion, do not send SWAT teams here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably pays for his own security at this point, right?
Yeah, they're probably just a guy meeting him at the door. Do you think he has security?
No, I don't think he does.
Yeah.
He's being hyperbolic.
Hassan getting swatted would be so cool. Like they break in with shotguns and he's like the top 1% makes more than the bottom 99%. and then they're like, "Oh, we were gonna kill you because we thought you had a bomb, but tell us more about this. We're genuinely curious."
They join in on the live stream.
We want to know more. And then he explains democratic socialism to a bunch of police officers and SWAT team guys.
Be even better
in his most popular stream ever, but because of the cracker incident and because he had cops on the Twitch stream, he gets banned again.
I would love to see Hassan Piker in like a t-shirt with a rose on it that says "Karl marks the spot." You get fucking flashbanged.
How long have you been thinking about that one?
I'm just sitting here cooking that in my brain, thinking about him getting fucking flashbanged.
All right. Yo, play the applause, Clay. Play the applause for that one.
Yeah,
that was off rip.
What about like, Destiny or one of those like Debate Me Bro like streamers? They get swatted, and so the police come in and they're like, "Get on the fucking floor." It's like, do you have a source for that?
Play the applause again.
Just get like riddled with bullets.
Yeah, just
that would rock.
Excuse me, getting shot in the fucking head.
Do you have a warrant?
Yeah, it's just funnier as if like it happened to like fucking Ninja or something. One of those.
Yeah.
Just some guy that like he's playing and gets fucking killed by the police.
He's cranking 90s, dude.
I mean, that's kind of the reality of comedy, though. It's like no joke you write will ever be as funny as the police kicking down some guy's door while he's streaming. Like, that's hilarious, objectively.
Yeah.
Well, it's really funny when it happens to like smaller streamers too, because they have like shitty house. They're talking to 500 people and making like.
Oh my god!
There was
Just
like
making minimum wage to entertain, and people are trying to kill you.
there was like a year-long stretch where my buddies and I, we would always hang out on the weekends, and every time we hung out, we used to like watch movies and TV shows, and we switched that out for just going on Twitch. And there's this girl in my hometown that started Twitch streaming, and she sucks. So we fucking would go on her Twitch channel, and we would make like a bunch of anonymous accounts, and we would just like say really mean shit, and we get banned, get on like a new one. Then we got IP banned. So we started just going to random like Twitch streams with 10 viewers. It's like we were just being like really mean. We would just oh fuck.
Oh no, you're good.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, you're good now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we would just like. So you heard me talk about like the chick from my hometown.
Yeah, and the making it was not. When you got IP banned is when it kind of cut out, and then it came back in a little bit. Oh, there it is for me. There it is. God damn it. It's not even. It was. I don't even. Maybe it wasn't even Cave. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was just a me problem.
No. My connection was bad when you were bringing that up. But
okay. Yeah, and then
we just started going to random Twitch streams with like fucking 10 viewers. We would just like say mean shit until we got banned. It was like, I don't know. I would get on there initially. I'd be like really friendly and like just be like, "Hey, like what's up?" And then like call him a fag or something.
Like, there was like, this is like, one of those like fucked up retarded things I did as a kid. Like on the early internet, there's like those like, what are they called? Those games where somebody draws a picture and everybody else tries to guess what it is.
Oh, like what is it? Pictionary?
Scribbly.
Yeah, Pictionary, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So like there would be these like Pictionary games that my brother and I would join online, and it'd be like a public game. So you would like wait in the lobby, and there'd be, I don't know, 20 or 30 people in the room, and then you just like wait until your turn, and then they'd give you a prompt that would say like cat or whatever, and you'd have to draw a picture of a cat. But what my brother and I would do is every time it was our turn, we would just start like drawing swastikas and being like kill the Jews or whatever.
That being immediately where my brain went as well.
Yeah,
I was like, he's gonna draw a swastika.
And then like the chat would just be filled with like, could you ban this person? Please ban them immediately. And just like thumbs down and all this. And we would just keep doing that to different rooms again and again. You would just like sit there for 10 minutes watching people seriously play this game as you waited for your turn.
just drop like a swastika.
Thinking about like a 50-person room like that too, where it's just like you're like ruining a few people's like good time. That's awesome.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Well, the fun I've been having bullying people on lately is like a guy who will like reply a selfie to a girl fans. You just retweet that and then like send it to like 2 group chats with 30 people in it and make them all retweet it. And this guy has like 500 likes on his stuff. You reply to some group.
Dude, I'm just thinking about how like the tides have turned on the swastika like so hard. Remember, like,
it used to be a sign of love and peace, dude.
Well, no, but like, it's always been quote unquote bad.
No, it used to be good, bro. It used to be awesome.
Well, yeah, it used to be, but like, I just remember like, I don't know, like in high school and stuff, there would just be kids that would like have that shit like on their binders they would carry around the class. Like,
I think this is another one of those. I lived in a town with 6,000 people.
Nah, there were definitely
like, no, that was like pretty. No, that was like
really?
That was very real. Like you would just. I remember in high school just like drawing a swastika and like not really totally grasping like what you were doing. It was just like, this is like funny, edgy. Like
we used to do this thing where we'd start drawing a swastika, but then we'd make it a window.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember.
Yeah, we'd like trick all our friends into thinking we were being, bad, and then we'd just completely.
Like, what am I drawing?
Yeah.
I remember it was a very powerful feeling when I first learned how to draw that, because you draw the 4 and then you complete the 4 with the rest of it. But as a kid, I was like, man, this is like nuclear physics right here. I have unlocked a new level of annoying people.
It is like a formative moment in a young man's life.
I didn't even.
Like,
I didn't even.
I remember
about
when I
doing
first learned to
4.
draw from my friend. Like,
Dude, it is just a 4. Damn it. I've been because that was my issue as a kid was I could never remember which way it went.
Well, technically, if you're doing it like properly, it's like angled to the side.
Yeah.
But that's if you're like a super historically accurate troll racist.
yeah, real
Present.
4chan head. Oh,
Hold on, Jimmy.
Oh,
yeah, we're doing it now.
I gotta finish this up first. I'll DM you, okay?
Oh.
I gave people permissions too early. Whoops, my bad.
Are you guys doing 3 in a row?
Yeah, we're doing 3 in a row.
God damn, I remember those days making me want to blow my brains out.
That's why I'm getting drunk right now. White Claw hard seltzer surged.
Well, it's just it's so crazy because it's like oh yeah, let's have you come on this day, and then it's like, oh, we got to do a Patreon episode too. All right, we'll do 2 in a day, and then it's like, oh, you know what, let's just throw another one in there and just get ahead on work.
Yeah,
I
was totally cool with it.
Our hard work.
Because I had like scheduled some stuff for like after our regular pod time today.
Oh yeah.
And so I had to like push it back. Which is like fine because like next week just only having to do a Patreon is like cool.
It's fun telling people you're canceling the plans because you're like recording a podcast.
Yeah,
that's literally the text I sent. I was like, hey, we added an extra episode to our schedule, so you can't come over until like 8:30.
Dude, well because we don't do any research. We're just like 3 fucking dumbasses. It's what like you had to put in like actual like time into like grub stakers and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, the research is really a bitch. And then like finally after like 2 years of doing it, we hired an editor because that was like the other thing is like you spend, I don't know, minimum 5, depending on the episode, but you spend X hours researching and then you spend at least double the amount of time it took recording to edit each one.
Yeah.
So like it was just, I don't know. I do wish I did like the show up and riff kind of podcast, but I just get like so insecure that I don't have like anything worthwhile to say that I'm like, I need to have like 15 topics ready to go so that I'm not exposed as an uninteresting person.
Oh yeah. That's something I get worried about sometimes is just not knowing what to talk about, but then we end up like making fun of some just stupid shit.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's so easy to just find something on the internet and be like, "Oh yeah, remember that." Don't.
How many people were you doing your podcast with? Was it just by yourself or with like?
It was me and 3 other people, and then we hired an editor. But so it was like, for the first year, I did like most of the research. Then the guys kind of like helped me out more. But then it was, or they kind of took over some of the episodes. But it was like that kind of like research type podcast, like week after week. It's like a giant ship, and you can only turn it like so much because like eventually, like I think what I learned is you have to spend at least like 2 or 3 days researching something, or like at least you have to have 2 or 3 days because you'll look at a topic or like a billionaire is what we were doing. And then you'll be like, well, there's nothing here. This is not interesting at all. We have to junk this episode or whatever else. Or sometimes it'll be the opposite where you're like, there's way too fucking much here. I can't cover this in this amount of time. I need more time. We have to do a multi-parter or whatever.
Yeah.
And so it's just like, it's like you have to have at least like a week head start, but then as you do the podcast longer and longer, you get lazier and lazier, and you're like, well, fuck, I guess we got to do an episode tomorrow. What are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
And then we just we started delaying a bunch. Our fans were very understanding, but yeah, like towards the end, we would just be like, yeah, I guess just, we're going to need another month for this episode. Sorry.
Yeah,
that's definitely happened with us. And like the thing is, this isn't even like that successful. Like it's going fairly well considering we don't have too much like going on. But but like still, you're like, oh yeah, we haven't even like earned anything, and we're still like acting like it's a fucking like just like a
job.
A job, yeah, like a cycle.
Well, dude, we don't even put effort into it. You know, it's like
we find out that it's not good when we start losing patrons.
Yeah, when guys who are paying us $1 decide they fucking hate paying $1.
Yeah, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, we got to step up the content. No, it's like, I don't know. I am glad we like just switched it to 1 day a week. But we are such a low effort. I can't stress this enough. Low effort podcast.
It's so funny because it's like, I mean, like I don't really edit unless like somebody says something real bad.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and like even those standards drop every single time we do this show.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, all right, well, I guess we recorded an hour. I'll fucking make it a MP3 and post it.
Yeah. Well, dude, I'll say this. There is like, I don't know. It's like, if you're gonna do a low effort podcast like the Who Up podcast, what would you need? Like, I don't know. At least like from what people say, it's like they just like to hear like, you know, some guys just like bullshit or whatever. It's like if there's like a decent enough dynamic that can keep some people engaged and like enjoy listening to it, that's like the only real thing you need to hang on to. And if you could just like manage to barely grasp that with like just showing up and just be like, what are we gonna talk about? Oh, the new album that came out.
Yeah,
that's all that really matters.
Yeah, it's so fun when this becomes a music podcast.
Yeah, dude, as soon as you leave, that's always what it turns into.
I've done that with stand-up before, where I like had no material and I just started talking about like a fucking like a Tyler Creator album. I was just like, there was a Tyler Creator album. Did you guys hear about that? And so just like, whoa, and it's like it was pretty good, and you just keep going. You just
I love singing on stage. I sang Duality by Slipknot on stage.
Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was awesome.
It is a bit about a guy that works at Subway. I forget the joke.
He wears
like,
etnies. He's got like
he
a high
wears
school
etnies.
girlfriend.
Yeah, smokes cigarettes, and like I would like pause in between the bit to just like sing, I push my fingers into my eyes.
What's really cool about that is the only real difference between you and that guy is he smokes cigarettes instead of Black and Mild.
Yeah, literally. It's like it's self-reflective, and it reminds me of how much of a fucking loser I am.
The good thing
in real life
that I did hear today from someone is you're not a fuck up until you're 27, so you have until then to get it figured out. And I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah, dude, I got 1 year.
That's like, people will call me like, a failed comedian online or whatever if they're trying to troll me. And it's like, well, you never actually fail until you stop.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
I'm a failing comedian. I'm not a failed. It's not over yet. I'm still doing it.
And if you look at it the right way,
you know what?
Everyone else is also a failing comedian until they're making money doing it.
That's a beautiful mindset. That's the approach I had to take once I turned 26, because I was like, Jesus Christ, I have literally nothing. But I'm still trying.
You're still here. You're still doing it.
Yeah. Like, it fucking sucks. I'm going to kill myself.
Don't you guys love it when a guy whose name is like Dixie Normus is like on
Austin Powers
on Twitter, and then he's like, this is a great joke to be Dixie Normus.
Like, oh man, one of like my earlier Twitter things that blew up got retweeted by Mullen when he was still on there, and I still have the screenshot of it being retweeted by a guy called Anime Pussy Crusher 69. Just like, man, Mullen has the best fans.
Oh man, those names are the best. I love great display names.
I love the Tony Sneed-Pranos, or then you'll get like Marxist Tony Soprano, and it's like, dude, fucking shoot your, like, goddamn.
Dude, all I do, I only click on profiles that look like a woman in Minneapolis, Minnesota. That's it.
So it's
I don't care about your fucking display name.
It's either someone who looks like a cow, or it's someone who looks like absolutely beautiful. Those are the two types of women in Minnesota.
100%. Here's the thing.
Drop dead
You
gorgeous
ugly
women.
hoes. Yeah. You ugly hoes listening to this fucking podcast, I'm clicking on your profiles too, baby.
I gotta double check to make sure you're not ugly.
Yeah. I gotta make sure you're not ugly, but I also have to see if you're in my city.
Right. I'm on like a mute on site policy, and any woman who lives in Los Angeles. I'm like, too far. It's never gonna happen.
Yeah.
I had some woman with like an insane amount of followers follow me. I didn't follow back because they were like a fucking like gay ass Los Angeles account. It's like fucking like, you're not gonna add anything to my life. I don't care, even if you're hot.
I had a girl DM me first the other day, and within 3 DMs, she mentions that she has a boyfriend. It's like, why are you fucking talking to me?
Real.
Like fucking leave me alone.
Hey, she was like, "What can this guy do for me?"
No, I was like leave me alone. Like, I blocked her. It pissed me off.
Dude, I was get to you way too much.
No, I was having a bad day. I take out my other problems on people online.
Yeah, it's
You're like, I fucking smoke weed every day, and I hate myself.
So you just block women. It's easy.
I'm on the verge of only fitting into a 6-piece luggage set.
Yeah, man.
No, not Sean McCarthy. That is a running bid that started on our Patreon. Patreon.com/whouppod. Get behind there. Find the origin of that joke a few episodes back. And then every episode you listen to after that, it gets mentioned at least once.
It's exponentially funnier every time we talk about Chris being found in the Hudson River in a 5 to 6 to 2-piece luggage set.
It's for now, but it could become a 6-piece.
Yeah, we're gonna force feed Chris food.
Dude, yeah,
Whoa.
Yeah, we're turning you into Nikado avocado, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy rocks. The guy that just did food reviews on YouTube until he killed himself. No, he rocks.
He's still alive.
It's so funny. It's so I know, but he started out at 110 pounds, and now he weighs 400 pounds, and he just keeps eating so much Papa John's and the thing is, his YouTube channel hasn't died yet, so he's not gonna stop anytime. He's getting more famous as he gets fatter.
Yeah,
dude,
he's like
to have a food influencer die from their eating habits. That would be the sickest thing that could ever happen.
It's gonna happen. He eats what he'll do is he'll eat 24 pieces of Popeye's chicken and a bucket of fries, and then be like, there you guys go.
Dude, the thing that bothers me about it that most people just either choose to ignore or too fucking dumb to realize is he plays it up a lot.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Dude,
he's gaining the weight. You can see his weight materialize right in front of you.
100%, but when he gets on camera, he is a character. That CPAP machine bullshit and all that stuff.
Yeah,
it's
all gay and shit. Yeah, of course.
100% for just I'm getting fat and unhealthy, and it's dog. I mean, you could actually die.
I personally think it's a good PSA, and it should continue happening for people's enjoyment
until he explodes.
That'd be fun to do that kind of YouTube channel, but just buy a fat suit. I'm actually secretly eating healthy.
just overnight, you do a Popeyes mukbang, and then you show up the next day in a fucking 400-pound fat suit.
Imagine the Citizen app if Nikado Avocado was dropped on New York City.
They're we dropped a big boy on New York.
Yeah, that was the plot of The Watchmen.
and then they had sex with him because they thought he was a little girl, just like in Watchmen.
That one video where his boyfriend's like, "Can you please just eat a salad, Nick?" And he's like, "No, no." And he like screams at him,
Well,
and it's just
eugenics,
like,
dude.
Jesus Christ!
It is.
It's okay to have that reaction towards eugenics.
I love how it's just ruining like how like how fat people are perceived too. Like, because you think about like a lot of kids probably watch that channel and like what that's doing to them, like seeing this fucking stupid ass annoying fat person just like
I eat 8 pizzas a day and don't know why I'm gaining weight.
Yeah,
We
like
used to have cool fat kids, like the fat black kid who cried for his mommy on Jimmy Neutron. That kid was cool. There was sympathy there.
that kid, Andy Milonakis.
There was a better day for fat people, like 2006.
There was sympathy for the fat people, and now it's complaining about oppression.
Yeah.
Well, dude, fat people were like novel back then. Like if you like, you'd have like a fat guy in your crew, and it was like, oh, this is like the cool fat guy. And now it's like, hey, this is like the fucking faggot fat guy. Like,
now there's 7 of these guys in every crew.
Yeah, the whole crew is these guys.
Now we have the novel skinny person.
Right.
I ain't never
They
seen
all died
any
from the
best friends.
coronavirus.
One of them always got to be fat.
Yeah, it was like before NAFTA and corn syrup went and everything. You just had the one fat guy, and now it's like, who's the guy who's not fat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what the fucking podcast is.
Yeah, when it's just us 3, it's what did you say it was, Chris? We're on 100 emoji.
We're the 100 emoji podcast.
Dude, people literally get on Twitter and talk about this as being like a fat guy podcast.
Yeah,
How do you think that makes? That'd be like if it was 2 white guys and a black guy, and they're like, "I love this white guy podcast. I'm like the black guy, literally." Like, how do you think?
You're just like a black American.
Yeah.
You smoke Black and Milds, and people don't see you for what you are.
That is kind of insulting to have your listeners in your audio only podcast be like, you guys sound fat. Like, I don't, the vibe of the show, it's a fat podcast.
And it's not because of the knowledge we drop. It's because Chris and I do the show with food in our mouths almost 99% of the time.
Well, there was that episode where you were like ordering a pizza and so distracted that you wouldn't fucking talk. You were so distracted ordering the goddamn pizza.
That's right.
It's like more than anything else, the thing podcast listeners get mad about. But then it's also like, sorry, we had to do 4 episodes in a row. I need food. I'm just gonna like,
yeah, it's great for me in person if like the bitches show up to the live show and they're like, oh my god, one of them is skinny.
I don't know what you're talking about. I think the women that listen to this like fat men. I think that's the general consensus.
There's like 2.
Yeah, both of them like us.
0.002% of women that like this podcast will enjoy a thin man.
you should do like a listener survey to like determine like the age and gender of your listeners, but then just try to fuck all the female listeners.
Well, yeah,
it was a Trojan horse all along.
When you click the female on the survey, then it goes, "Do you fuck with fat guys?"
What's your type?
We have like a poll on Twitter, and it's like, are you a female from 18 to 19 years old?
Yeah. Can you not get into a bar?
It's curious.
That'd be so funny. If you listen to a podcast, take this survey.
Yeah. Are you under 19 but above 18?
Jeez.
How would you like to meet the hosts of Who Up Podcast at a local hookah bar?
You want a free ticket to the Who Up live show in Minneapolis?
You guys like have to do it in a coffee shop. You can't do it in a bar.
Yeah, we can.
No, we'll do it in a bar, and then the poll it says, "I'll buy you drinks."
Yeah, we do it at like a 18+ club.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to win free tickets to Who Up and a fake ID?
We have the marker that draws the X on your hand.
I know we're 10 years away, but we're all looking for a Dane Cook situation.
Dude, Dane Cook was doing a Bob Saget memorial, and he was just letting people.
On Facebook, did you see it?
No, he did it on Spaces on Twitter.
Oh,
and I was like,
God.
I immediately was like, I gotta get in there. I gotta be able to talk. I gotta be like, I love the way that you and Bob Saget touch children's lives. and like, he just like, I don't know. He wouldn't let me speak. He was letting random people speak, but not me.
I need to say, Dane Cook on Facebook is probably the best way to consume his media because he'll post like photo albums, like 30 pictures like together, and like you go through and look at the pictures, and they have like anywhere from 5 to 10 likes on a photo. It's like shit that like a suburban like family would do.
That rules, dude.
It's awesome.
He has like, does he have the stand-up record? You know, that retarded thing they do in LA where he like goes for he bombs for 6 hours. I could bomb for 6 hours.
It's so fun to talk in front of people for way too long and get nothing out of them.
Dude.
Oh, eventually, if you talk long enough, like even if you're eating shit, eventually people will start giggling at the fact that you're eating shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's like a level to embracing it. Like if you can realize fast enough that things aren't going well and you just run with it, it's honestly kind of fun.
Or you just pull a Bill Burr and start an insult.
I do think that like reacting poorly to bombing is the worst thing you can do.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, because it just like it breaks that like wall with the audience. Like I don't know, like if they see that you disengage from it, then they're just gonna completely not be with it at all. You know?
Yeah. You got to give them an experience to remember no matter what.
Yeah, that's what Michael Richards did.
That's right.
Yeah, say the M word on stage.
Yeah, fuck it. If things aren't going well, just start slurring.
Tip for new comedians. If your jokes aren't landing, just say the N word.
Yeah, find like an Indian couple and call them Koopa Troopas.
Yeah, find the fattest guy in the bar who like might look like a turtle, and you just call him Bowser.
Yeah, just be like, I don't know why Bowser isn't laughing at me.
Yeah.
Look at that fat fucking guy who's gonna break the bar stool. Dave Portnoy wants to fuck you.
Oh, not to Jesus the Super Jew was talking about when he had that Dave Portnoy bit, how he would get girls DMing him just clearly trying to fuck Dave Portnoy.
So funny.
Awesome.
Can you imagine like raising a daughter and loving her for 18 years and then she tries to fuck Dave Portnoy?
Crazy. There's like still girls out there in America that want to get raped by Dave Portnoy.
It's just like, yeah, this is what happens when you just like put your kid in front of an iPad and don't pay attention to them. They're like, yeah, I wanted to wrap the chain around my neck.
Well, the best is they'd be like, oh, if you're ever in Philadelphia, I got a pizza spot to take you to.
Hey, I'll be honest. Hang on, that man, he does have good pizza recommendations. My buddy got into he got his pizza tracker app, so he went to Sisyphus, not Sisyphus. There's a brewery up here. Maybe it is Sisyphus Brewery. Is that
they don't do
thing?
They don't do food there, no.
Well, there's a pizza place above the brewery. And it was on Dave Portnoy's pizza tracker app, and honestly, pretty fucking good pizza. I can't lie.
Two things Cave will say about Dave Portnoy: one, good pizza recommendations; two, he's a rapist.
Yeah.
Those are the two consistent things that we've heard from Cave.
And
Dave Portnoy.
The third thing I'll say is, Dave Portnoy, I challenge you to rape me.
Hell yeah.
Okay, there we go.
With that, I'll say, Sean, is there anything that you want to plug to around 500 people?
What if like you get you're like this is like you're like, this is the most traumatic experience of my life. Dave Portnoy raped me, and then he took me to a mediocre pizza restaurant afterwards.
I like that you go to the pizza restaurant with him
afterward.
Yeah. You're
It's
totally
just like
fine after being raped, and then you're shaking after eating bad pizza.
it's like that's the traumatic experience. Like the pepperoni was cold. I don't think they even cooked it.
Reheated, Dave.
Like, don't get me wrong. I loved the violent rape. That's why I DM'd him in the first place.
But the pizza was terrible.
Oh, terrible.
Yeah. I didn't even bother giving consent because I knew he wasn't gonna care.
He makes you. He's like one of those celebrities. He makes you sign an NDA for the pizza, though. Like you just can't tell which spot he brings you to.
Yeah.
tell him about the forced sex we had, but do not talk about the Stefanos in fucking Cambridge, New Jersey.
That's my spot.
I need you to sign this NDA. Oh, Dave, is this about getting raped by you? No, this is about the bad pizza you're about to eat in New York City.
Hell yeah.
Nothing to get you in the mood like bad pizza. But yeah, I'm gonna start a new podcast with comedian Mike Racine. Some of your listeners and you guys might know him. Very funny comic. He's on Twitter as well.
Yeah.
We're aiming to launch it in February, but you can follow me on Twitter at not Sean McCarthy, and I'm sure I'll have some updates there.
Sweet.
But yeah, been fun. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, definitely.